Hello YouTube viewers and random Doctor Who fans, it's another day and another 3.75 inch scale figure review. So in this video I'll be taking a look at the Dalek, and here it is in the exact same packaging as all the other figures, so there's really nothing new here to show off, except for the fact that the packaging is wider to accommodate the shape of the figure. But, just like all the others, it does give you a good look at the toy when it's on display. The back is just what we've come to expect now from this packaging, so we've got the other toys in the range, playsets, legal garb, scan me thingy, blah blah blah. Let's move on and take a look at the Dalek figure itself. Alrighty, so here we are, and honestly, the detail on this figure is excellent. I stand by what I said about the Cyberman being my favourite figure in this range, but this is without a doubt a very close second. Taking a look at the dome, you can see these individual panels of armour have actually been carved into the mould, while two translucent clear plastic ears adorn both sides. The housing for the eye stalk is present on the front of the dome, while the eye stalk itself includes the blue eye in its black cylindrical covering, with some detailing of a series of clear plastic discs on the silver stalk itself. On the collar, there's this great black wire mesh section behind all of these bronze struts and rings, which includes detailing of bolts and screws. Around the body you can see these slats, which have all been painted gold and include detailing of rivets at the top and bottom, while the front contains housing for the weapons, the front of which has again received a coat of that bright gold paint. The sink plunger arm is silver and very thin, looks as though it could be telescopic, but it isn't, while the manipulator itself, or sink plunger as I like to call it, is just a basic black. On the other side we get the egg whisk, or the gun as it's otherwise known, which is very basic, just moulded plastic which has been painted silver. The lower half is made up of these panels which contain those Dalek eggs or bumps or hemispheres where applicable, which again have been given the gold paint treatment. It's interesting to note that this particular toy has been moulded from a darker bronze plastic, whereas before the standard 5-inch scale Dalek toys had a much lighter gold body. At the bottom, the Dalek has that black skirt, which is made up of various sections and panels, each of which containing those bolts on each corner, while underneath we get one wheel on a caster, while the other two are fixed in place. And what toy wouldn't be complete without a ton of legal flabottle? So overall, for detail, it's highly impressive. When it comes to articulation, the dome can spin through 360 degrees, while the eye stalk can move up and down through 45 degrees. The manipulator arm is on a ball joint, so it can move up and down, and left and right, and can also spin around. And the whisk gun is also on a ball joint, so naturally the same applies to it. And that's it really. So for articulation, it doesn't offer much, but then again the Daleks don't really have that many moving parts to begin with. The wheels do spin very well, as does the caster on the bottom, but as the toy is so small and so light, it kind of skitters along, but for the most part moves smoothly with little restriction. The toy comes with no accessories. The lower half of the Dalek is of course wide enough that it doesn't require one of those DW insignia bases to be put up on display. It's fairly sturdy as it is. Although I would have liked to have seen it come with some kind of accessory. I just don't know what. If you can think of an accessory you would have liked to have seen it come with, let me know in the comments. Doing a size comparison, the Dalek fits in very well with the other figures in this range. But when placed next to an older 5-inch Dalek toy, you can get a really good understanding of how small this new figure is. In fact, this is a great opportunity to show off how similar the detail on this 3.75-inch toy is compared to the 5-inch version. The detail has been transferred to the smaller toy extremely well. In fact, the 3.75-inch toy just looks exactly like a smaller version of the 5-inch toy, which I guess it is, but the shape of the sections of armour on the dome, the slats, the rivets around the skirt are all present on both toys. It's actually quite extraordinary. If this level of detail had been carried down from all of the larger 5-inch figures to the smaller 3.75-inch scale, I would have nothing to complain about. The one difference I've managed to spot has been that the dog tag section on the 3 3/4 inch toy is blank, whereas on the 5-inch toy you can see a white symbol. But that's pretty much it. Placed next to each other, the 3 3/4 inch Dalek is essentially a mini-me of the larger Dalek. So, overall, what do I think of this toy? Well, as I said before, this is without a doubt my second favourite figure in this range behind the Cyberman. The detail is impeccable. Everything that was present on the larger scale Dalek has been recreated here with no sign of a compromise. The articulation mirrors the articulation of the Dalek in the show, the only difference being the lack of waist movement, which is something I've wanted to see in a Dalek toy for a very long time, and unfortunately it seems like I'm still going to be waiting for a while yet. Just like the Cyberman, I have heard of the Dalek Sec variant figure, but as it's so hard to find and very expensive on eBay, if you really want one, I suggest buying an additional one of these figures and a can of black spray paint and doing it yourself. I do feel that this toy is missing something though. With the larger toy, we of course got that excellent mutant reveal feature, which is sadly missing from this toy. I would have loved to have seen a little feature where a spring-loaded button on the side of the toy, perhaps disguised as a hemisphere or a bump, would have caused the casing to spring open like in the show, properly revealing the mutant inside. But perhaps that's just asking too much. Maybe even a simple pull back and go feature would have sufficed. Just some additional feature would have been great, as the absence of an accessory or base really makes this toy feel like it's lacking something. But that aside, it's an excellent looking figure with some great detail which looks fantastic when up on display. So toy collectors should be happy with it despite its minute size, and of course kids will love it. So that does it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, there are countless more reviews online. Thank you again for watching, and remember to keep following the nerd. Goodbye.